Welcome back everyone to Cruise1st TV, and we are busy putting our plans together for next year's Cruise with Derek adventure to Alaska. Now, if you'll pardon the pun, I really do need to get my skates on as well, because over 250 of you are already booked to come with us next September as we go and cruise with MSC for their very first season in Alaska. Now, if you've always had it on your bucket list but you've not made it yet, well, join the club. I can't wait to come and see it with you. We can just relax and look in awe from the top deck of the ship, see the icy wilderness in front of us, as well as exploring the wonderful ports in this part of the world. Let's go and enjoy the incredible sights together. Doesn't it look incredible? We'll be talking later to some of our friends that will be joining us up in Alaska. Because remember, this is a first for MSC cruises too, and we'll be enjoying it on a smaller, more intimate, classic MSC ship, the Poesía, with just over 3,000 passengers. And this will allow us to enjoy more relaxing times, get the chance to get closer to the action and the sights, and enjoy the Italian charm that MSC is so famous for. This is going to be a journey and a half for all of us, and I'll be there with you along with my amazing team, making new friends, seeing new sights together. Let's make this a 10 nights to really remember. We've got an amazing price tag for you for the whole package, and it's an all-inclusive one as well, with the premium extra drinks package included too. We'll be there for you every step of the way, from when you arrive in Seattle to check in for your stay, through your Alaskan cruise together, with special events that are exclusive just for us to enjoy together. It all starts on the 12th of September next year, flying first from the UK out to Seattle in Washington State. Now, myself and the team will be there when you check into your hotel, and we've got you booked in for a 2-night stay. And this is your chance to go and explore this wonderful city. And there's a lot to see here as well. I think you just saw the Space Needle there, didn't you? Which allows you to go up high and see all the most amazing views across the city. It's got an incredible waterfront there as well. There's something called the Chihuly Glass Garden that I really want to check out when we are there as well. Of course, this time for your 2-night stay is yours to do exactly what you want, but it looks an incredible city just to wander around. Of course, a couple of reasons for having the stay there. First of all, we're there in plenty of time for the cruise, but secondly, it's nice to go and explore a new city, isn't it? Go and check out the wonderful dining, go and check out the waterfront, go and see what there is to do, and just get yourself nice and grounded and ready for your cruise. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm really looking forward to it. As I say, I'll be there when you check in to your hotel as well to meet and greet, and we'll do a welcome meeting as well, but more of that a little bit later. Now, from your stay in Seattle, we'll be off to the cruise port to check in for our week of Alaskan cruising. And here is the charming, elegant and homely ship we'll all be enjoying together, all inclusive, the MSC Poesía. Now, she is absolutely beautiful. She's one of the smaller ships in the MSC fleet, and she has that classic Italian Mediterranean glamour about her. All of the ships in the MSC fleet are very nice indeed, very homely, but because this is a little bit smaller as well, you know, just over about 3,500 passengers, which I think is just perfect for us, it means that you've got that slightly more convivial atmosphere on board. It's a little bit more intimate. And remember, the cruise that we're going on, this is all about scenic cruising, isn't it? This is all about actually going and seeing the site. So as well as having wonderful ports to go and visit along the way, this is also about the journey in between, and that needs to be a nice relaxing one. Now we're checking out some of the venues, the bars and the lounges here as well, and we're just scoping those out as well. Remember, peppered through the cruise, we'll have our special Cruise with Derek events as well. In fact, we've just been talking about how they'll be slightly different up in Alaska as well. We've got a couple of new ideas that we're going to try out in Alaska as well, and you can come to as many or as few of those as you want to. The cruise and the holiday is yours to enjoy as you want to. But the great thing is, and what you'll find is, because there's already a big group of us going, over 250 already, is that we'll make friends very, very quickly, and we'll be a nice crowd together, which is lovely. Of course, you've got lots and lots of different spaces and places to be across the ship. It's got an amazing spa, as all of the MSC ships do. I have to say, on the last one, I enjoyed a lovely jewel treatment, actually, which is on special offer that day on the ship, where I had a facial and a massage together for a brilliant price, and it was wonderful. I absolutely loved it. Now, the MSC excursion teams are there on board for you as well. There'll be lots and lots of suggestions. I'll give you some of them as we go through the itinerary, actually, of things that you can do along the way in the ports in Alaska. And of course, you can put that program together with MSC before you cruise or while you're on board. There'll be lots and lots of information available on board as to where we're going and the highlights and things that you want to see. Lovely entertainment of an evening as well. Different bars, different lounges, different things going on. This is all about wonderful, glamorous, varied cruising that we've got going on here. Everything is smart, everything is comfortable, everything is very, very glamorous, and you see how we move from space to space and it feels very different. This is the kind of cruise ship that I absolutely love. Something a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, and somewhere where we can really kind of get to know each other and just enjoy the fun in a relaxed pace of life, because this isn't about rushing around. This is about taking in the scenery. This is about enjoying the ports and just having a really quality holiday away. And remember, while we're on board, we've got plenty to do. We can relax, we can enjoy, we can do lots of activities if you want to. But we'll have our own exclusive events, as I mentioned before, which we're just working on right now. They could win you big as well, by the way. Can't give away too much. We're going to check out the itinerary now and see where we're going. So, of course, we start in Seattle. We've had our 2-night stay there. First thing we do, we have our own exclusive sail away party. Just us, our own bar. We're a little roped off area, which is fantastic, as we get to know the ship and we get to know each other. And our first day is at sea, actually, which is brilliant. You get to know the ship. And then it's off to our first port in Alaska, which is Ketchikan. And Ketchikan is a wonderful little place, full of history as well. You can take an excursion here to the totem bite and the city. Of course, the history of the totem pole is everywhere around this port as well. Lots of people choose to go to the Alaskan Lumberjack Show on a tour and excursion here as well. Of course, you'll have many choices. Next, we are off to Icy Strait Hoonah. Now, here is where you could go whale watching on a seafood feast tour if you fancy it. There's a River Valley Wildlife Centre close by. So there's lots and lots of different experiences you can have here. There's a long zip line here as well, which I kind of feel I'm going to be on one way or the other. Then we cruise on through Tracy Arm, which is lovely scenic cruising through to Juneau. And this is where you can go and see the Mendenhall Glacier. There's lots of ways you can see it. You can do it by boat, you can do it by air, you can actually go dog sledding on the glacier itself. I think I would like to do that, to be honest with you. Imagine if you see all the whales breaching as well. It's going to be incredible. A day at sea, and then we are at Victoria in Canada. Now, this is a very, very different area, actually. It's lovely. The wonderful Butch Art Gardens are definitely worth seeing, and Craig Darroch Castle is there as well if you fancy any of the tours around there. You can actually tour around Victoria on a bike as well. And then we come back into Seattle. And that, well, of course, on the final night of our cruise, we'll do our special sail away as well, just to celebrate our fabulous cruise together. Then we'll arrive back into Seattle, and that's sadly where we then have to fly back to the UK. But if you've got a later flight during the day as well, MSC do a lot of wonderful excursions in that final destination as well. So you may well pick up a tour for that day in Seattle and just eke the holiday out just that little bit further. So that's our trip. It's going to be very special and very very memorable, and I can't wait for it. It's so far away, but I can't wait for it. And our price tag is absolutely awesome. I am surprised that we've been able to keep the price where it is right now as well. And this price very much could change at any time. So if you want to come and join over 250 people who have already locked in the deal, today is the day. Our package includes your flights to and from Seattle, the 2-night hotel stay there to explore and enjoy, your 7-night all-inclusive cruise on MSC Poesía around Alaska, taking in the sights, the sounds and the majesty of this wonderland part of the world, your exclusive Cruise with Derek events to enjoy as you want to, a full premium extra drinks package to enjoy right the way through the whole cruise, and your tips are also included. You can book today with a deposit of just £199 per person. Take a look at this. And I am so proud and so pleased and so thankful to our amazing team that we have been able to get Alaska with so much more than just Alaska, an amazing ship, all inclusive, the stay in Seattle, the flights included at this price. Because Alaska itineraries and Alaska cruises can be very pricey. For good reason. They're very popular. It's an amazing part of the world. We have managed to pull a blinder here. An absolute just beauty. This is the first season, remember, that MSC are cruising up in Alaska, and we've worked so hard together to get this price tag to work for you. It will not stay at this price tag forever though, so if you want to get it locked down today, deposit today of just £199 each. One thing I will say is remember it's a lower capacity ship this time as well, and we already have a large number of people booked on it. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't sit there and wonder. Please do just call the team 0800 953 4700 and let's go enjoy Alaska together. Let's check out the overview of everything that's included in this offer, because it is just brilliant. Honestly, I'm so proud, and it's by no means this has my name all over it, Cruise with Derek, but this is the hard work of all the amazing team around me as well. The TV team, our product managers at MSC as well. The whole team have got together to hold this price tag, which is just superb. To have so much included there is ridiculous for our price tag of just $1999. Listen, if you would like to upgrade, I'm going to show you the Aurea suite options actually, just so you know what you are getting if you decide to go up to an Aurea suite. First of all, your suite will be in the best location of the ship. You get to choose your cabin there. Obviously, the quicker you book, the more choice you have. You'll have priority boarding there as well. Welcome Prosecco and chocolates when you arrive in your suite. Free room service delivery, my time dining, which is brilliant, which just gives you flexibility rather than the 2 fixed dining times. You've got access to the solarium as well and the thermal spa, and you'll have a discount on spa treatments as well. So if you do want, we've already got a fair few people actually who have looked, because obviously Poesía is one of the classic MSC ships. She doesn't have a yacht club, but the Aurea suite gives you so many perks and benefits, plus of course gives you a suite as well. So a lot of people are going for that because they're saying, you know what, let's go big or go home with the whole Alaska thing. Gotta see it, not gonna do it 100 times through my life, so let's make the best of this. Now, if you are thinking about this cruise with us to see Alaska, let's hear now from some of the wonderful folk who joined me on the last Cruise with Derek, who already have Alaska booked too. We asked them why.
It's something completely different, and we thought it'd be exciting again to see new places, and where we've had summer holidays, this is not going to be a summer holiday, but it's just going to be amazing. And again, we're with Derek and the team, so we'll be all with our family.
But the Alaska cruise, because never done it before, it's something completely different to what I normally do, because I normally go to sunshine cruises. But at the end of the day, I think the scenery and the things you're going to do in Alaska are completely different. I always wanted to go to Seattle as well, and to do it with Derek again, we know we get looked after, so why would we not do it again?
The price for starters, and the fact is that you're getting your drink, your gratuities, so at least the price you're given is the price that you're paying. And also we're friends that we're on holiday with just now, they've just booked an Alaskan cruise as well, so we thought if they can do it, why not us?
And another one of my lovely friends from last year's Cruise with Derek, who is already booked with us for Alaska, is Sue in Clacton. Sue, good to see you again. How was your first cruise?
Oh, Derek, I tell everybody they've got to do it because it was just great. And you guys just made it special. How
many people have you recruited then?
Oh, I think every one of them. I mean, everybody, especially at work, because a lot of people do cruises anyway, but none of them have done MSC or, or anything like what we've done with you guys. So it was, they're really up for it. I think a couple of them have booked on for the summer one for this year.
Fantastic. What was it that surprised you the most about cruising?
Well, I don't know. I was a bit nervous when we first booked it because I'm never doing it. I didn't know what it would be like. You hear horror stories about the queues when you're queuing up for food, and sometimes the food's not very nice. But I never found one problem with it. And jumping on and off the boat all the time to visit different places, that for me, because I'm not a sun worshipper. I'm a proper let's go and visit stuff, and that to me was just brilliant.
Fabulous. And what are you looking forward to in Alaska? What do you want to see?
Oh, everything. But the problem is, how many excursions can you fit in one day?
That's the thing. Listen, we'll work it out together. I can't wait to see you in Alaska. Thank you so much, Sue, for being with us. Honestly, so many fabulous things to see and do while we're on our cruise as well. Remember, the drinks are included and we've got exclusive events, if Sue can fit them in between the excursions. Here's what you can look forward to in September next year. We'll fly you from the UK out to Seattle in Washington State first for a 2-night hotel stay, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. There's a lot to do there, actually. I'm looking into it more and more and more as we get closer and closer and closer to it. Did I just see a lion in Seattle there? I'm guessing there's a zoo there. I'm guessing they don't roam free in Seattle. Well, let's go and find out, shall we? I love the fact that there is lots to enjoy around the city. There's forests, there's mountains, there's the modern downtown city as well. It's going to be incredible. Here's our wonderful ship, the MSC Poesía. She's great. She's graceful. She's elegant. Yes, she's got pools. Yes, why not? Why not the juxtaposition of being in the pool whilst cruising Alaska and whale watching at the same time? Who says that's not a thing? Well, let's give it a try, shall we? And see. But there's so much more to MSC Poesía, as you can see. Lots of bars, lots of lounges, lots of everything that you want. I mean, it's great. I love the fact that all of the restaurants and places have wonderful Italian names as well. So your main dining room, Il Palladio or La Fontaine. It's going to be wonderful. Let's go to the La Cantinella wine bar together. Let's go to the Purple Bar. It's going to be great. And you know what? There's lots of activities and things that are going on while you are on board as well. You know, with MSC, what you do is you download the app, which you can use for free while you're on, even without the Wi-Fi. That'll show you the daily program. You can point your camera at the QR codes for the menus, brings you up all the information you need there as well, shows you the daily program, shows you when bingo is and all of the key things that we love doing when we're on a cruise. And it talks to you as well about the excursions, the things that you might want to book in the future in the cruise as well. So as soon as you get on, you'll have access to all of that information. And listen, we're going to send you out a guide as well, a step-by-step guide of everything to expect and everything to do. So if you've never cruised before, please don't think that you can't be brave and just go straight in and book this as a first cruise. When we did this in the winter in the Caribbean, we had a lot of first-time cruisers, and I think Alaska will be even easier if you're a first-time cruiser. Here's where we're going, the overview of where we're going, and even if you haven't heard of any of those places, by the way, they are all in Alaska. So Alaska you've seen, haven't you, from videos that we've seen so far. It's all about glaciers. It's all about wonderful seascapes as well. This really is the best way to see Alaska as well, because you're seeing a nice variety of different places that are really authentic, places that are steeped in history, and very scenic places as well. I mean, going to one of the largest glaciers in the world on a tour would be pretty much a story to bring back home. And you're doing it with like-minded people as well. You're doing it with friends. You're doing it with myself and our team as well. So anything that comes up along the way, we are there. We're around the ship the whole time, and we've got our special events here as well. So our package isn't just a cruise. It's your flights in and out of Seattle. It's your 2-night hotel stay there. And then it's your cruise with Derek for 7 nights around Alaska on MSC Poesía. You've got premium extra drinks included, which is brilliant. They even have champagnes by the glass on that drinks package as well, which blows my mind. It's brilliant. Your tips and gratuities, they're all sorted for you. And we've got our exclusive events as well, which could win you another cruise. Just saying. Over 250 people are already booked in and waiting to go, and so am I. And you can get this today with a deposit of just £199 each. Now, I say that now for 2 reasons. First of all, that price, how we've managed to keep it that low for that long since we launched this cruise, which would be early December. And we had a lot of people on our previous cruise who booked straight onto this one. No question, because the price was just brilliant. And they were having a brilliant time with us before. So they said, well, you know what, we're going to have a great time anyway. So we've got a lot of people booked already. And that price could move at any moment. That's why I'm saying do the deposit right now. If you want to do it, look at each other and say, right, should we do it? Should we just go for it? You know, a lot of people, we've seen all these people talking on the programmes about having never cruised before and having loved it. And I think I would rather that for you than you kind of looking back thinking, oh, we should have done that. We could have done it. We were watching the show. He said deposit, sorted. It really is an amazing deal, and I knew as soon as I saw it that many, many people would be joining us just based on how good the price was. As I say, last time when we did our cruise with Derek in November, we had lots of people also not just cruising for the first time, but cruising solo with us as well, and that's something you should not at all be afraid of. 1, we've got a great price tag, and 2, you'll be among friends straight away. So if you fancy the idea, here's what to look forward to and just how we'll look after you every step of the way. We'll begin your holiday by meeting you at your downtown Seattle hotel, where myself, Mr. P and the Cruise1st team will be there to meet you, help you check in and prepare for the adventure ahead. It's then time to cruise, and on our first evening we'll meet for our own VIP sail away party as we wave goodbye to Seattle and head to the wonders of Alaska. This is a great opportunity to mingle with your fellow Cruise with Derek passengers and share the excitement in store over the next 7 nights. Now, if you fancy an evening of great food and fabulous conversation, then make sure you take part in Dine with Derek for your chance to enjoy complimentary specialty dining with me and some of your fellow passengers, just like the lovely Alan, Lorraine, Stella, Matt, Tony and Lynn did here in Ola on board the last Cruise with Derek. You'll even have the opportunity to watch us produce a live stage version of Cruise1st TV, where you'll have the chance to take advantage of some exclusive offers only available for you, my friends on board. On the final night of our cruise, we'll have another exclusive sail away party as we sail out of Victoria in Canada and start making our way back to Seattle. It's a chance to toast good times, share memories of Alaska and start talking about where we'll cruise to next. Yeah, and believe me, it's a hot topic of conversation where we're going to cruise to next. Let's go to Eastbourne and talk to Debbie. She knows all about that because, Debbie, you are coming with us to Alaska next year. Look at cute little JD there with you as well. How was the first cruise with Derek for you?
Oh, it was just great from beginning to end. We had such a great time. Everything was organised. The team was there. When we walked... when we got to the hotel and we walked in through the front door, you were all there. It was all very welcoming. And then we had the welcome meeting, so it told us everything that was going to happen. And just followed by a great cruise with everybody. It was like our own little community on board.
It was wonderful, wasn't it? What was the highlight in terms of destination for you?
Destination for me, I really enjoyed climbing the Dunn's River Falls in Jamaica.
Oh, amazing.
And for me, also, Ocean Key. It was beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
There's nothing you can say that... It's just not enough words. It was beautiful.
And I know you're on the cusp of thinking of coming back to the Caribbean with us this winter. But let's turn to Alaska, because that's what we're talking about in this show. What are we looking forward to in Alaska? What have you seen? What do you want to see?
Oh, well, apart from what we've seen on the show and what we saw when we was on board, I can't wait for all of it. It's been sort of a dream sort of destination that I've been thinking about for some while. And then when we saw it, it was the big announcement when we was on board. It just, that's it, we've got to book it because we've had such a great time on the last one. And I say the team were there and just all of it, can't wait.
Debbie, it's going to be an absolute joy. You and JD can both be looking up destinations in Alaska to go to. Thanks so much for joining me. Aren't they cute? Oh, I love them. Now, listen, it's great making plans for your next cruise holiday. They are absolutely brilliant. And if you are thinking of coming to Alaska with us, we've just got time in this show to recap the whole offer for you. Where, honestly, has this show gone to? Honestly, and I honestly, there are so many more people that I could call up right now on the old video technology who are in exactly, pardon the pun, the same boat, who came with us on the last cruise with Derek and are already booked and super, super excited about going to Alaska. I think actually Alaska is one of those places that, it's funny, Nick, who we saw on the video earlier in the show, was talking about, actually, I really want to see Alaska. I usually do just sunshine cruising. But I really want to do Alaska, and I think a lot of people have got it on their list or have had it on their list, and it may be sitting on their list for the last 15-20 years, and they forget that actually, yeah, this isn't necessarily a sunshine cruise, but what you're doing is listen, it may well be sunny up in Alaska. You're not necessarily going to feel that hot summer heat though, but Alaska is all about the view, isn't it? It's all about the sights, it's all about the scenery, it's all about taking in, well, remember the first time you go to somewhere like, let's just take, for instance, the Peak District or the Lake District. You know, or the Highlands of Scotland, the first time you go and journey to them and you discover just how wonderful they are, just how all of your cares and worries just melt away, and you just take in the scenery. You go hiking, you go walking, you're just at one with nature. Pardon, it sounds like a well worn out phrase, but actually, this is a whole new kettle of fish. We don't have anything like this near the UK at all, do we, to enjoy and look at. We're lucky if we get the odd one day of snow, aren't we? And that's it, it comes and it goes. In Alaska, this is the way life is. You can be at the top of those mountains, you can be sailing right next to those fabulous glaciers, and there's such a big array of different excursion experiences that you can have there as well. Things like dog sledding on a glacier would just be incredible to do. To go and see, a native village, for instance, and really learn about the history of this part of Alaska, because it was big gold rush country at one time or another, and there's a fascinating story that goes with that as well. Combining that with seeing and staying in Seattle, from this package, we've sorted everything for you. Low deposit right now of £199 each. That's it, you've got that price locked in. That is flying you out from the UK out to Seattle. It's 2 nights in a hotel there. It's your 7 nights of cruising, which is all inclusive, so full premium extra drinks package while you're on board. Dining, entertainment, activities, so many of our other bits and pieces just from MSC. And then there's our exclusive get-togethers and events just for Cruise with Derek as well. So that's just the people that have booked with me that are going to enjoy those events, which, as I say, could win you your next cruise potentially in one of our quizzes or competitions. It's just going to be a great, great time. I can tell you from previous experience as well, if you have never cruised before, but you've been watching the channel month after month after month thinking, this is good, isn't it? This is why I watch this channel. It's all full of blue skies, amazing holidays, great, lovely ideas, parts of the world that you really want to explore. But if you're sitting there and you haven't yet done it, please don't feel afraid to make this your very first cruise holiday, because I can introduce you to hundreds of people that can now look back and say, blimey, I'm so glad I did it. I am so glad I did it. We had a brilliant time. There were so many things that you didn't tell me on the show that I found out for myself on the ship that I love, that just add even more to the experience. So listen, I really hope you'll come. It's for next September, so there's a long time between now and then, but a low deposit will lock it in for you. We've got our own exclusive Facebook page. We'll keep in touch. We'll share ideas between now and then as well. So if you fancy an adventure, come on. There's no time like the present. What do I always say? Good here for a good time, not a long time. So I think now is the time to make the decision. We can have a few of these in Alaska as well. Cheers.